There goes the frame stage. Comes the line stage. Don't appear to have much in the way of improvement there at all. So we've got woeful scan. Almost nothing. Okay, all is not lost. Up we come. Oh, hang on a minute. That looks remarkably like a test card. Like I say, just the action of jiggling those connectors might be enough. We've got no line lock. Yes, we have. That looks like a test card to me. Right, let's have some frame. Would be nice. That's the wrong way. Get out. Right, we've got a sync fault, but still a bit egg-shaped, aren't we? But I tell you what, that's not bad at all. It lives. Once again, I'm utterly made up with that. I think that's absolutely outstanding. The definition on there is wonderful. It's good and bright. Right, so I've got a bodge to undo, contrast pot to clean. Andy Beer, a subscriber, sent me some nice new knobs for it. Then I think we might consider getting it back in the cabinet and doing something with the cabinet. This is fantastic news.
And now it's time for the latest exciting episode of Doz's Television Workshop.
Hello and welcome back to Doz's Television Workshop, where today we're carrying on with this mammoth project that is the Pye LV30 television set from 1950. Let's try and get it finished off. Right, first things first, I'm going to remove this bodge. Okay, so I'll untwist that from there. I'm just going to cut that sleeve there and hopefully that'll just slide off then. Oh, that's interesting as well. Down here on the edge of the chassis is written coax, blue and brown. Coax, blue and brown. In fact, I don't know, that's coax blue and brown, but I wonder if this RF unit has been out at some stage for repairs or whatever. Possibly. Why would you take it out though? You can see the soldering on the connectors isn't the same quality as we'd expect with the rest of it, perhaps. I mean, it's adequate, clearly, and it was clearly done many moons ago. I'd love to know more about the history of this set, but sadly that's not going to happen. The guy I bought it off, he also had some Armstrong hi-fi gear of some vintage, but I think some quad gear as well. Again, old stuff. I don't know how old the Armstrong stuff is, but I think it was transistorized, but maybe similar to that Armstrong tuner amplifier I did not that long ago for Charlie. There we go, that's got rid of that. Right, let's just try and remove that blob of whatever that is on there. Somebody's done a proper job with a hook on that anyway. Let's bend that back into position. Make that connection back on our RF deck there. There we go, that's another bodge removed. So just put the valve covers back on now, so let me look at the diagram again. V12. Right, I need a squib of deoxit in that switch, in that contrast pot. And we'll just rotate that back and forward a number of times. Now the knob is so badly degraded that it's not actually turning the shaft anymore. It's sort of, it does nothing. So while we're here, I'm going to take that clip off. If it'll come, I'm sure it will. It's a little bit rusty. Oh, it's not keen. Tell you what, that's a cracking designer clip. It's got like two sprags that are fitting into the groove on the pot. Not just like a normal sort of E-clip or C-clip or circlip or whatever you want to call it. That's a little bit different. Oh, maybe not. I think it was just hiding in the rust. So let's take that knob off. Give the pot a good wang. Give it another dose, shall we? Just see how deformed that knob has become. Especially when I show you the new one that Mr. Beer sent us. Let me go and get that. And yeah, there's the new knob look. That's by far superior. In fact, I wonder if we give these a little bit of a clean before I fit them. That's probably a good idea, isn't it? I'll get some foam cleaner on that in a minute. Get the volume knob off while I'm here. So the one thing I haven't tested yet is that the sound works, because obviously the transformer is in the rear of the case. But that one's even worse. It's like they've melted or something, but they've got some stuff on them. I don't know what that is. It's just, it's utterly buckled. Look, stranger than fiction. I don't know whether the plastic's just aged or it's had something, it's been wet or what's gone on with it. But yeah, there we go. Try and keep the switch cleaner out of the mains contacts. Don't like putting flammable liquid inside a mains device. That's a silly idea. So yeah, there we go. Don't know what that is. Little brass piece has come off something. Right, okay, that's pots squibbed. Might as well do the frame, etc. while we're up here. And that's pretty fantastic. Excellent. Right, I'm just going to clean those up. And then it's getting rather late and I'm rather tired. And it's been an emotional trip. So I think I'm just going to sit down and have a glass of wine. Right, I've given the knobs a bit of a birthday in the kitchen sink. Now I've just got to refit them, so that should be easy. Except for, yeah, it's very stiff on the shaft. Let's just give the shaft a bit of a birthday with some Scotch Brite here. It's got quite a lot of corrosion on it. It's just not allowing it to sit home properly. Quite a lump on it there. That's what's doing it. I think it's where the old knob has sort of almost melted into the shaft there. Let's try that. That way up. There we go. And on with the little circlip. Excellent. Volume control shaft doesn't appear to have suffered the same corrosion, so hopefully that one will just slide on. There we go. Oh, that's looking much better. I really don't know what happened to those. Anyway, right. Time for a bit of a tidy up, and then I think a final test, at least for vision. We still don't know if we've got any sound yet, but I'm going to do a final test on the set, and then pop the cabinet on the bench, and look and see what that needs to tidy it up. Right. And just to complement this diagram, I'm going to write on here line output transformer rewound October 2025. Bit of a clean up and polish up of the chassis, and now on with the final test. Power is going on. Little bit of a line lock problem there. Is it going to resolve itself? There it goes. Perfect. Yeah, excellent picture. Right, that is just about that for this bit. Let's go and get the cabinet. Right, I've got the cabinet up on the bench. Now every time I do a cabinet, people tell me I'm doing it wrong. So this is how I do it. It's my cabinet, my rules. Right, so you see we've got a little bit of sort of water staining on the top there. Not ideal. I don't know if this is this darker edge. I don't think it is. Maybe it was painted. We've got a stripe on the front. We've got a bit of missing veneer on the back there. It's only a tiny bit. I don't think I've got anything I can put in there, sadly. I might go and have a look, but yeah, I don't think I have. This side, again, it's just rough. You can see where the varnish has sort of lifted a bit. So it's all very rough and unpleasant. So I think what I want to do is rub it flat and refinish it. And I've got to be very careful to maintain the Pye logo on the top here. So we won't be touching that bit. That is going to be left well alone. Now, we need to be a little bit gentle because we don't want to go through, this is only plywood, so we don't want to go through any veneering that might be on there. In fact, there is, as we can see, some veneering on there because that's already got a chunk missing, so we don't want to be taking that off. So a very, very gentle sand just to remove this old finish on here, and then we'll set about refinishing it. We're going to use a little bit of Scotch Brite and just work away at it like that. So yeah, it's time for some very sped up bits. A lot of this is a lot worse than I thought. You can see the varnish is cracking and peeling away there. So we've done a reasonable job on this edge so far, but I think we want to get something a little more aggressive on there. Maybe some 320 sandpaper. Just otherwise we're going to be spending hours removing this finish. Right, let me go and see what we've got. Yeah, this varnish is a lot thicker than I gave it credit for, to be quite honest. I wonder if I try hitting it with a heat gun and a little bit of a scraper just to see if it'll peel off. If not, I'll just keep sanding it. That's fine. Again, I'll be a little bit careful of our Pye logo there, but we can feather that in. Right, let's get a heat gun and see what that does. That's working a lot better, and it's very, very strange. It's a sweet smell, almost like butterscotch. But I'm going to open the window. Don't know what it's doing to me. Oh, make me bang my head on the camera is what it's doing to me. I need a scraper to scrape the varnish off my scraper. Right, I think you can see there, this has still got a slight shine to it, whereas this, the varnish is completely gone, with a few lines where the wood's been affected by where the varnish was cracked. But on the whole, I'm quite pleased with that. That scratching method seems to be the best with a sharp scraper, and it's just taking it straight off. I think I might have damaged the Pye a little bit. Shame, but 'tis what it is. Nothing much I can do about that. We shall try and clean it up as best we can and then finish over the top. But yeah, on the whole, I am very pleased with how that's gone. Obviously I've got to sand that down yet and repeat for the sides. Might want to take the speaker out. Yeah, might want to do that. So yeah, time for a cup of tea. Right, delightfully refreshed, on for a cup of tea. Next thing to do is going to have to be to remove this speaker, which is actually going to involve me desoldering the wiring there. So let's quickly achieve that. Worth noting as well, there's a waxy across the sound output transformer. We may wish to get rid of that. Right, that's the speaker desoldered anyway, and we've got nuts and bolts, so hopefully these will just come out. Yep, well, that one's good anyway. Spring washers. A flat washer and the screw itself, which appears to be seized into the cabinet a bit. A lot. Okay, we'll just see if we can shift that out in a minute. Right. Screw number 2, what are you going to be like? Yes. And this time the screw has come out of the cabinet. You can see the verdigris on that screw there, on the washer. We've definitely had some moisture in here over the years, haven't we? Surprised it's in as good a condition as it is. Interesting spring washer as well. Can you see that? It's a double helix, almost like a sort of Thackeray washer that you get on a Weber carburettor back in the day, on your twin Webers, on your Escort Mexico and things like that. Stop the carburettors from going out of tune, apparently. Okay, that screw's stuck in the cabinet as well. How's this one going to treat us? Stuck in the cabinet, fair enough. Okay. Right, where's the flat washer? There he is. Take the speaker out. There it is, interesting. Another nut in there. Oh, they're on the backs of the screws. So the screws themselves have a nut in between the cabinet and the speaker. The speaker looks in good health though, so that's good. I'm going to put that out of harm's way. And let's see if we can't extract these extraneous nuts here. The answer is not easily. There is a lot of verdigris in there. Okay, remind me about that waxy. I'm just going to collect these nuts and bolts up, put them in our box of parts for now. Have a little hoover up while I'm able to, and then carry on. Would you look at that? Somebody's written on the bottom the adjustments for the vision and sound not IF because it's TRF, but the vision and sound tuner, etc. Minimum vision 513. I think these are referred to in the service sheet. Right, on with this lacquer. Right, that's the second side done, and this is some task, I don't mind telling you. It is taking about 30 minutes a side so far, so I'm going to be into about 2 hours work by the time I've got all this just stripped, and then we've got to sand it and deal with it. So cracking on.
Years later.
Right, well that's the cabinet all sort of stripped and rubbed down, and it's silky smooth now. So the next thing I need to do is just wipe it all down with a bit of IPA on a microfiber cloth, and then when that's dried, I'm going to actually apply many coats of this Liberon finishing oil stuff. I've used this to great effect before, and you just keep layering it on, and yeah, you get a fabulous shiny finish. So that's what I want to achieve, but the next thing to do is just to give it all a wipe down. I'm probably going to wipe the bench down as well, because it's horribly dusty in here, and then probably also go and clean all the camera lenses. Yeah, so there we go. Thanks to Rich, by the way, for lending me the orbital sander. There are a few chips and knocks to this side, but there's not a lot I'm going to be able to do about that, sadly. And in fact, these side pieces, I don't think they're even veneered. I think it is just the outer layer of the chipboard that the cabinet's made from. So the top, for certain, is book matched, but the sides and the front is got that nice sort of inlaid piece, but the sides, they're just a bit plain, aren't they? Right, that's got all that rubbed down. I'm just going to take that out side and then have a little clear up. Right, got a little pot, little foam rubber brush. I'm just going to decant some of the finishing oil, which I have well shaken, into the pot. And this stuff sets like glass. It's quite amazing. So, right. And we want to get it quite wet. And the finish we end up with, by the way, is the same sort of colour it is when it's wet. Okay, I'm going to do the sides as well. That's it. I'm just going to let that soak in on those three sides for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to turn the set on its top and then coat the top surface. Right, that's our 5 minutes up, and as you can see, I hope you can see, there's some matte patches where it's absorbed in, and there's some patches where it's still very wet. So we're just going to take off any excess now. Just with a bit of kitchen paper in this instance, but you're supposed to have a lint-free cloth, but I haven't got any, so there we go. And now we need to leave that for at least 5 hours to set, but of course I've still got the top to do. The sides, it's soaked in completely, to be honest, so yeah, I'm just gonna do the top and repeat the process in 5 minutes to just take off what hasn't soaked in. Most of our Pye logo survived. That's it. And just missed a bit there. There we go. Just leave that for 5 minutes, and then again just mop up any excess. And that's another 5 minutes gone by. So wipe the excess off. That's it. One important thing to do is, for some bizarre reason, this stuff, when it gets on a rag, has been known to spontaneously combust. So best that's disposed of in a safe manner. Yeah, just to make sure it doesn't go off bang. That's that. We're going to leave that now for at least 5 hours, which means coming back tomorrow morning and repeating the process for many days. Right, it is day 3, and as you can see, we're getting quite a few coats on there now. This is 3 coats. This is 2 coats. Third is going on. As you can see, we're starting to get quite a nice level of sheen on there. But to enhance that, you need some fine wire wool. This is 4 zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0. So we just get ourselves a bit of that. We said. There we go. Get yourself a bit of wire wool. Give it a rubbing down. And you can see, you just make it look matte. Seems counterintuitive, I know, but this will give a finish like glass. Right, that's got that all rubbed down. Let's just give it a little wipe over, just to get rid of all that sort of dust that comes off the wire wool as it erodes away. Right, well that's obviously matted it back a bit, but it will give a better finish in the long run. Right, on with coat number 3. And there we go. Now just got to give that 10 minutes just to start setting, and then I'll tip the set on its back and do the front. Right, well that's 4 days of oiling and rubbing down, and yeah, waiting for it to cure. And the shine on there is wonderful. Not so much on the sides, but the sides are just plain plywood. We have got some damage to that in places. I might try and colour that in to hide it a little bit, but the front and the top have just come out beautifully. You can see that's proper veneer. That's been what they call book matched, where there's sort of split it down the middle and then fold the veneer. You can see the line in there. Lost a bit of the Pye logo, but it's not the end of the world. But no, I am as pleased as punch with that. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to leave that now for probably 24 hours just to let it completely harden, get that capacitor changed on the audio transformer, then reassemble it, and I'm getting ever closer to my glass of wine and a good Western. Right, it's a day later. This finish is now no longer even slightly tacky, so that's cured nicely. We have got one job left to do. I'll just show you. There's a waxy capacitor across this transformer here, so that has to go. So I'm just going to snip it out and find a suitable replacement and get that changed out. It is it's a 0.02 microfarad, so at 300 volts, so we need to be better than that. So yeah, right, let's get something across that. Replace the loudspeaker. I refit the loudspeaker, we're not going to replace it. Refit the loudspeaker, refit the chassis, test the sound, and I'm ever closer. Right, there's a 0.022 at 400 volts, so That'll do nicely. I'm just going to get that soldered in across the transformer. There we go. That should do us proud. Right, refit the loudspeaker. So I need its 4 screws there. 3, 4, and we had 4 flatter style nuts up behind to hold the bolt to the cabinet. That was that style of thing. Just going to spin that in with the electric. There we go. We need a flat washer, Thackeray washer, and a nut for each of these screws. There we go. And yeah, let's put the speaker back in. Right, refit the loudspeaker. You can see the witness marks where the original holes were there, so let's get a spring washer and a nut on these to just hold it in place so we can get them all up together. Spring washer, flat washer, nut. There we go. Looks to be 4BA, which we can do with just an ordinary bit holder. That should tighten that up in a second. Let's get another on. So we should just be able to do those up with an ordinary bit holder, just without the bit in. We need to obviously tidy up these wires and solder that back onto the speaker. So let's just see what we can do with that. In fact, I'm half inclined just to crop that off and make a new piece. Be much better. Quality insulation on there. That's got it. Let's tin that up. Okay. Let's get those 2 wires soldered back on our speaker. There we go. Excellent. Right, time to refit the chassis. Now, jiggle the chassis back into position, which is not going to be easy. There we go. Oh, it's not going to be easy. How do we get the tube to clear the cabinet? It came out, it's got to go back in. I've got to tilt it right forward. Crikey. Not happy with that. Whew. Yeah. This chassis is very sharp on my hands as well. So there we go. That's got it. Okay. That should slide into 2 locating pegs down the front. Just take the sound wiring out the way a bit there. That should be that. Washers and screws fit in there. It's like a square flat washer. Just drop that in. Tighten that down. Reconnect our sound output transformer. And yeah, nearly there. I'll get the back, but I am just gonna remove that switch. Don't think we need that in there somehow. So let's just lose that. And you can see somebody's filled in the antenna socket there. I think I might leave that because we have got this extra bit of lead here, so I'm just going to reinsert that into the antenna socket. Pop the back on. This back is very distressed here. I might fabricate a piece of board to go over it, but I think the trick is just to keep your fingers out of the way, isn't it, really? I think I will fabricate a bit of board, but I'm going to do that in the future. Right, let's switch it back on and see if we've got sound. And there you have it, the Pye LV30 9-inch black and white TV set from 1950. When we had that transformer failure, didn't think it would ever make it to this stage. But there it is, working just fine. So it's time for that glass of wine and a Western that I promised myself. And of course, as usual, thank you very much for watching. Click like, subscribe, do all that rubbish. And I'll see you really soon here on Doz's Television Workshop for the next project. Cheers now. Bye.
of laughter, a time unseen. Twists and the turns and the tubes of fate. Visions of yesterday step one way. Psychedelic waves fill out in light. In the warm glow the past feels bright. Like the dreams and the sounds we found. In the echoes of laughter that love unbound. Twist of the dial I see, faded memories come back to me. Ruby pipes swirl across the glass, transporting me back to days to pass. Bring back the dreams and the songs that played in the colors of youth that love cascade. His heart beats to the rhythm of time. As the static clears, it's a beautiful climb. Visions of laughter keep spinning around, lost in the magic where joy can be found. Bring back the dreams and the tunes we crave. In the echoes of laughter let memories fade. With a screwdriver and the smile so wide, they'll uncurve as treasures he can't hide. Flickering lights reminds him of love. Moments that twinkle like stars up above. Bring back the dreams and the faces we knew. In the code, the screen that they all feel new. The crackle and pop as the story unfolds. The past is alive in the chambers of gold.